As a content creator, you may want to shoot videos, or you might want to level up the videos that you are already showcasing on your social media, or maybe have a demo reel for your website, or maybe you want to start a video podcast just like this one. No matter what kind of video that you want to put out into this world, it is important that you do a few things before you even start shooting your videos. And on today's podcast, I have a special guest who is a video pro who is going to tell us 3 important things to do before you start shooting your videos. This is going to be so impactful. Let's jump into it. Hello and welcome back to the All Small Productivity Podcast. Whether you are watching us on YouTube or you are listening on your favorite venue, we are so glad that you're here. We are dedicated to helping content creators produce quality content while balancing work, family, and your faith. My name is Amber Davis, and normally I am in my office studio with my co-host, Logan Rodman, who is fabulous and helps me with all things social media. And don't worry, next week we will be back in the office studio just like we usually are. But this week I have a special guest. From time to time, I want to be able to bring you a special guest on my couch here and be able to chat about some things that have to do with content creation. And today I have a very special guest who's going to help us with all things video production. He is a professional video producer, content creator, amazing director, has been shooting and producing content through video production for about 20 years, actually started his own video production company, and he happens to be my husband, and I help as his producer. So we are so excited to be able to welcome Chad Davis to the podcast.
Oh,
Hello.
stop. Don't.
Nice.
Don't stop. Thank you for having me. This is going to be fun.
Yes, it is going to be fun. So we're on the couch, and I'm calling it Chatting with Chad on the Couch.
Chit chat with Chad.
I'll let you say that because I can't say that.
Okay.
Because if I say it, I'll mess it up.
Okay.
So it's Chatting with Chad on the Couch.
Or chit chat with Chad.
Chit chat with Chad. Hey, I did it.
Hey.
That was good.
All right.
Okay. So we're on the couch and we're chatting it up. And the other thing is that we have new mics.
Yes, new mics.
Yeah.
Yeah, leveling up.
This is the first podcast that we have with the new Rode mics.
Right.
So these are fabulous mics, and we just keep leveling up each time.
Right. Yeah.
So
So with video creation, if you have great video but poor audio, you have poor video. So you just want to start where you're at, and that's what we did. But we're leveling up. So
yes.
yay.
So I'm super excited about these mics. So we'll be back in the office studio, Logan and I, with these mics next week,
Right.
which is going to be really fun. But today we are, I have to do this because Logan will want me to do this. I want to, and plus I want to too. I want to be able to, we always want to be able to hear from you. So please first like and subscribe so that you don't miss any of these podcasts. And then also, put your comments down in the comment section because we read all of the comments and we reply to them, and we are just so thankful that you are listening. And it helps us to know what pieces of the content that you really like and resonates with you. So please like and subscribe and comment. So, and then you can follow us, me on this YouTube channel and all the links are in the show notes for Instagram and LinkedIn, and you can also go to amberndavis.com, and while you're at amberndavis.com, check out my free video and tutorial and checklist that you get when you subscribe to my newsletter, my weekly newsletter. So it's at amberndavis.com, and the whole video actually was put together by Chad, and we're going to talk about that today. But the whole video is about how to be able to plan your week, the best way to plan your week so that you can have work-life balance and you can really get things done, but you can have that work-life balance. So check it out at amberndavis.com.
Yeah, and free stuff is always cool.
It's nice.
And that's some really good content too. So
Yeah.
The video is super sharp, but the content is even better because it's a lot of stuff to help someone, wherever they're at. They can start with that.
Right. It really does help. And so, all right. So we're going to jump into it today. And today we're going to talk about 3 need to knows about video production. So Chad is I know he is my husband and he's awesome and he's just amazing. But as far as actually as a professional and what he does, he is phenomenal with video production and he helps me all the time. This podcast would not be made possible if it wasn't for his production company, DADCHAVIS Productions. So, all the things that you see video wise, from my shorts to this podcast to things that I post on promotional things, whether it be, the teaching on my website, all of the different things.
If you liked it, then I did it.
Yes, if you liked it. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. But it is, you've had your hand in it as I touch your foot.
I'm stretched out here. I'm getting comfortable.
That is hilarious.
My couch. I'm gonna relax. You can massage my foot while we're talking.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Right, well,
I'm not doing that.
Worth the shot.
So,
you play.
No. So, okay. So today we are going to talk about the topic of video production, but we always do this. Logan and I always start with rapid fire fun questions about the topic. So that's what we're going to do now. All right. So the first question that I have for you, just for fun, is what is your favorite snack food or drink while you are shooting, while you're on set, because you do lots of video production, bigger production than just the podcasts and things. But while you're on set or while you're watching a movie or a TV show, What do you like to do?
Absolutely. So usually when on set, it's such run and gun. It's not a lot for downtime unless you're taking the break to eat, whatever. But snack wise, if I had my choice, it'd just be straight up water and Doritos, maybe Cool Ranch or the nacho cheese. I do like the LaCroix and all the
fancy waters, the sparkling waters.
Those are nice because you get a good burp on. You can feel the burp in your nose and all that good stuff. So
right, that's the difference because I do not like soda at all, and so you like the soda water.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I guess it's
sparkling water.
Right. Yeah. But what's that one kind that you've been drinking now?
It's the green bottles, the Topo Chicos.
Are they green?
Yeah, the green bottles, but they don't not to get mixed up because Topo Chicos, they make hard seltzer, which is an alcoholic drink.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But the non-alcoholic drink is just a green bottle. Topo Chicos. It's basically the same thing. It's sparkling water.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just drink water from our filtered water.
Yeah.
And it looks like I'm drinking moonshine, but is not. It is water.
Yeah.
Even though it's in a mason jar.
Right.
So.
Well, what's your favorite snack and drink?
Okay, so it's really funny. I like water. I like to drink just my filtered water on set. But the thing that I noticed is as we've been doing more bigger production, and I've been producing for your company, that on set, like craft services, those are the people that come in and bring all the food for all the crew and the cast and everything, that they're bringing a lot of peanut M&Ms. And I've been really smashing down the peanut M&Ms, which I didn't think that I would really like that much. But apparently they're the number one asked for snack for video production craft services. Oh. I found out from the guy that does all the craft services.
Yeah, I remember Kevin.
Yep. So, which I thought that was kind of interesting because I didn't know that. And I helped out downtown Nashville. We're shooting this in Nashville. We're from the Nashville area. So I was helping out at Bridgestone Arena for a fundraiser down there. And I found out that also at Bridgestone for, all the different events that they have going on out there, that the peanut M&Ms are the number one seller too.
They're good.
It's crazy. I never do this. So put in the comments if you knew this. Maybe this is common knowledge.
Or what's your favorite snack?
What is your favorite snack?
Funyuns, the bugles where you can put them on your nails.
Oh, I can't stand those.
The little witch fingers.
Yeah, I do not like those. Oh. Or that I almost got for our son the other day, chicken and a biscuit. Is that what's called? Chicken and a biscuit? Do you remember those?
Man, I'm out of loop. I don't know what that is.
Oh, I didn't. I mean, we're not sponsors for Chicken and a Biscuit because I don't care for them. Yeah. So
okay.
I did not get them. I'm sure there's people out there that really love them. Maybe people will put that in the comments.
Probably the people who made them.
Probably so. That's true. So, okay. So we'll jump into this. How did you get started with video production? I know how you got started, but for the listeners and the watchers, how'd you get started?
Right. So quick version. I love music. I wanted to go to school to be a DJ and be on the radio or some form of being connected with music. Well, while I was there, I took a editing class, and I thought it was going to be just strictly audio, but it was a nonlinear video editing class. And so I fell in love with the editing aspect and the storytelling of that. And then it backed up to all the pre-production and production that comes along with video production and cinematography and editing things. So I switched my major, and then after that, just started getting work like internship at Fox 8, and started doing commercials and videos, music videos, and then so that's how it kind of all started.
And then when you were going back to school to get your video production degree, audio visual degree, I was working at Krispy Kreme home office.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when they were launching or wanting to launch putting streaming videos in their stores for their training.
Right.
Because before that, you would shoot all of the video production, not you, but just in general, this is how they did it. They would shoot video production and they put on a VHS and ship it to the store, and then you'd watch it that way. But they wanted to start streaming. This is before streaming was, really cool and big. But I joined Krispy Kreme training department at the same time that they were looking to do that. And then you were in school for video production. So then you jumped in and helped us at Krispy Kreme home office kind of do that too. And so that was when you and I first started doing video production projects together. And then from that, then turned into helping like on the music video together. And then for 15 years, we did.
Plus, for ministry,
Ministry, we did video production together at our church.
Yeah.
Still love it.
Volunteer there, and
Yep. And you worked full time at the church doing that.
Yep, for like
10 years almost.
And just recently started my own video production company. So
right, yeah. So I mean, your background is amazing to me because your video production hand has been in so many different projects, from corporate projects to shooting music videos, to doing ministry videos, to doing promo videos, and helping me with online content videos. It's just amazing what you've done. And then now and we're going to talk about this a little bit later, about you've got a big project about to launch and some things. And and you've been doing all kinds of stuff. So you have so much experience. And that's why I wanted you to be on the couch with me today, so that we could be able to have you share the experience that you have from video production. So
you said we were going to make out on the couch.
No, that's not happening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not that kind of podcast.
It's not that kind of podcast. I was wondering why all these mics are here.
This is a family-friendly podcast. Right. I don't know what you're doing.
We're married.
Yeah, that is true, but I'm still not doing it. Sorry. And I'm not rubbing your feet either. So, all right. So if you could, as we jump into this, one of the things that you said, there's 3 things that you wanted to share today when it comes to video production. So I'm thinking about like content creators. If you are a content creator or an aspiring content creator, that you really need to be shooting videos. You need to have your message get across through video, because it's a whole, it's the number one way really to communicate right now. You can write content and you can be able to get that content out, but to have a video, as far as timeliness, for somebody to be able to sit down and just watch a quick video, you can really get your message across very quickly. And so no matter what kind of video production that you need to do, there are some things that you need to, really questions that you ask yourself before. And I think about like with you, because not only create your own original content and help me create content, but you also help content creators create their content. You either are hired out by them to be able to help them create content. So you're constantly working with content creators, right?
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, it's really important that when you sit down with a content creator, what do you ask of them before you even start jumping into creating the video? That way it'll help people, if they're shooting their own videos, what kind of questions they can ask themselves.
Right. So I think it just comes to preparation. Everything's all preparation. And, with someone like me, I'm a type B person. I know you're a type A person. We balance each other out. But when it comes to anything you're doing, especially content creation, you need to have a plan. You need to have some systems in place and some preparation. That's what you help with a lot, and you've helped me with that over the years. But number one thing is, what's the purpose of your video? Who's your audience? Where's, you got to know if you're going to do comedy or if you're going to do some informational. Is it a testimony? What's the purpose of the video that you're creating?
Right. That's so key. And when you say type B or type A personality, that kind of goes into, there's two different kind of like silos, like big, I would say big categories of people and the type of personalities that they are when it comes to producing things. One person would be more of a type B. They're more artistically creative and not as regimented in their scheduling. And another person is more focused on like details of scheduling out things and having things very orderly and produced. And then of course people can be, on that spectrum of where they can go one or the other, because when you're editing, you're very detailed.
Right.
But generally you're more laid back.
And both are like creative in their own
100%.
lanes, right? So you're solving problems, whether you're creating the video to solve a problem or you're creating the system or the plan or the preparation to solve the problem for getting the video created. Both. Everyone's creative when you're solving a problem. So
that's right. And I believe that we are all created to be creative.
Right.
And we can use our personalities.
Well, everybody needs an Amber Davis. So
Well,
the type
everybody
A
needs
stuff and the organization that you bring, you're amazing. So
everybody needs a Chad Davis when it comes to being able to be creative and to get your creativity out there. And I say that truly because we're very blessed in the sense that we're married and we both have these two totally different personalities, but we're both creative and we like creativity and we can come together. But one of the things that you do and that you help with, based on like you just answering this question for content creators who are listening or watching right now, is that what is the purpose of the video?
Yeah.
Why you really have to know before you sit down with somebody. If you're going to sit down with Chad Davis to shoot your video for whatever reason, or if you are just going to try to do video production on your own, which there's some things that I recommend, that's fine to do, but other things like doing video production, like on a podcast, I highly recommend not doing that on your own. Hiring somebody out like a Chad Davis to do something like that.
You definitely need a team. There's so many different hands, many hands, not little tiny mini hands, but there's a lot of hands that make things happen. So
I'm actually going to do a podcast about podcasting, I think, in the future.
Can you call it mini hands?
Mini hands on podcast. Yeah. Mini hands. But the thing about the purpose is that you've got to know what is the purpose of the video that you're trying to put out there so that it can be able to hit that purpose. You want to be targeted and intentional about why you're shooting that video and know exactly this is why I'm going to shoot the video, because then it can help you with clarity for setting up the video, creating the video, doing the video. But if you're hiring somebody, then you already have thought through that purpose so that they can answer that question. So that'd be the first question. What's the second question that you would
where's your video going to live? So ultimately, where is this, the purpose of your video, you already figured that out. Now, after you film this video, where's it going to live? You need to know that before you film it, because in some cases, like for instance, if it's a Instagram reel or a YouTube short and you're filming on your phone, or you can film on your camera, you need to film what's called in portrait mode. landscape is like the horizontal. If
Right.
you hold your, let's see, my phone's right here. If you hold your phone, that's portrait. I mean, this is portrait. That's landscape.
Right.
Oops, I hit the mic. You know, so the YouTube shorts or the reels and Instagram, they're vertical, and
Right.
or the Facebook stories. I mean, they're vertical. So you just gotta know where ultimately your video is going to land, so it'll help you prepare how you're going to film it. So if you film it, you know, a short like this, you're just losing a bunch of aspect ratio on the side of your video. Then you have to squeeze all in. And it's going to be all pixelated, and you know, probably have to refilm. So just determining where it's going to live.
Right. That's true. That's big. And then because of that, it also depends on how long the video can be, depending on where it's going to live.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, and people might know this, but you might not know this, but for a YouTube short, it has to be between 15 and 60 seconds long. Instagram, I'm not sure what the time limit on that. I know that the trend right now is like super short, like
It's
10 seconds.
Logan
like
said
that.
8 seconds, 30 seconds max.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but you can, with the reels or the stories, you can kind of back those back to back. You can have little segments and things.
That's true. And like this podcast, podcasts typically land about 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are an hour, and then they have others that are like 3 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're shooting a demo reel, how long would you suggest a demo reel be, like for somebody's website?
Right. Well, it depends what professional you're working with.
Right.
I know for like a cinematographer or an editor or someone in the visual arts, usually 60 to 90 seconds is what you want to deliver a demo reel on. And
So you're talking about a demo reel that would land on like your page,
my page,
your website as a video production person.
Or if you're shopping around your resume, or if you're having it on your website that you're going to share with someone,
Right.
You kind of want it, the shorter the better, short and sweet.
Right. So when it comes to like someone like me that does like speaking, or an author, or maybe like a real estate agent, what kind of, or how long would it be their demo reel?
Yeah, I mean, I would say short and sweet again, maybe 1 to 2 minutes max. The thing is that the longer the video, the bigger the payout's got to be. And most people nowadays, they like shorter videos.
That's true.
So if you can capture the vision of who you are and what you do in 60 seconds or somewhere in that time frame, I mean, you're doing really good.
Right. It's like a commercial.
Yeah, it's just a commercial. You're right.
Right.
Yeah.
That's about how long commercials are.
Nobody likes those big, long pharmaceutical they're like pharmaceutical commercials that they're like, what, like 10 minutes long?
They are ridiculously long right now.
Right. So
Yeah, that is true. They're really long. So yeah, that's good. So beyond the purpose of the video and where it needs to live, what's the third thing that you wanted to share?
well, when do you need to have it by? If you're working with other freelancers, or you're working directly with the client, you need to know, hey, what's the deadline here? When do we have to have this in? So that will help you determine, production days, or help you with, planning your shot list and things of that nature, hitting milestones to be able to make that due date.
Yeah, that is super key, is because not only if you're shooting it for yourself and you're trying to edit it for yourself, that's also a question that has to be answered, because you've got to be able to put it and schedule it out. I highly recommend videos or anything that you're doing as content going out, that you're scheduling it out so that you don't scramble to try to do it every week. You want consistency, so you're not scrambling to try to do it every week, but you can batch it, where you're like, we batch the podcast where we shoot multiple podcasts at a time. And that's really important. But knowing when you want to have it out there, if you're hiring somebody like you to do the video production, that you have to have time to edit it. You have to have time to get it to them. They have to have time to be able to put it up there. So that's key.
Yeah, there's all kinds of factors with that. Like you said, as far as, it could be weather involved. If you're shooting outside or inside, casting, there's all kinds of different variables that go with that. And when you deliver with the client, they might need to, have a re-edit on certain things.
That's true.
So you just got to first give yourself margin in everything you're doing, but know when the due date is, so you could deliver it way before there, and that you can, have the margin to correct things if you need to.
I think that's great that you said that about margin, because that's one thing that I share with specifically like your type of personality, somebody that's more creative and laid back and artistic in that way, that a lot of times people that live in that space and that personality, that they are like, schedule's too rigid. But we talk about this all the time, that if you have things scheduled out, it gives you margin to be creative.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So,
yeah, it does.
I mean, that's the key, is to be able to free yourself up to not be bogged down in, oh my goodness, the deadline's coming or this is coming. If you're freed up, you can create.
Yeah, if you have a plan and you put some things in action and you hit like these different milestones, then you're sticking, to the schedule as best you can. Then the stress has gone away, and then that part of your brain that would hold the stress is now freed up to be creative and just be able to have fun with it. Because you're, ultimately, if you're doing this, and if you're a video or content creator, you have a passion for it. Mm-hmm. So you're gonna, lean more on your passion and not be gobbled up by stress.
Right. It's so, I mean, that cannot be overstated. That's huge. That's such a big part of it. And so these three things, to be able to focus on your purpose and when they need to have it by and where it's going to live, are huge for things that you need to ask yourself with video production. And these are things that we personally do ourselves. You do these things, and you've taught me to do these things when it comes to video production. And we just worked on a project together, which I know that's super exciting because it is coming out very soon. And one of the things I wanted you to be able to share on here is about the big project that's about to launch on your YouTube channel at DADCHAVIS Productions. So you want to share about the project? I'm so excited about it.
Yeah, I'm excited as well. So first, there is a wonderful team that has helped, and like many hands. We're talking about many hands. There's been a lot of many hands to help pull this project off. And so thank you. You know who you are. Love you very much. A lot of great, awesome people. But with DADCHAVIS Productions, we were able to write and produce, direct, and film our very first short film, short movie. So it's called I Quit. I guess when we're filming this, it's going to come out tomorrow. So
right. It comes out tomorrow.
Comes out tomorrow on the 10th, Friday, May 10th. And you can subscribe right here. I'll put a little thing right there. And if you're listening, you can subscribe in the show notes. In the show notes. So,
but if you're watching,
right here,
it's right by Chad's head.
If you're listening, it's in the show notes.
That's right.
But super excited about it. It's just a quick film about a guy who's in a rut. He's frustrated with life. He is making a lot of crazy decisions, and he's all these things that are happening to him is his fault. So it's pretty fun, and again, a great team that pulled it off, and some other cool things that are coming behind that exciting stuff. So
super excited.
We'll share that at a later date, but pretty fun.
And I always share about content creators, about knowing what problem that they're solving and to be able to know your audience. And the problem that you solve and your audience is all about helping family-friendly content. Well, actually helping content creators produce family-friendly content. And then your originals will be all family-friendly content.
Yes.
So what do you mean by family-friendly content?
So the whole family can sit there and watch it. So you think about, if you go back, one of my favorite shows growing up and still to today is Andy Griffith. So I watched it with my grandparents, and I watched it with our kids, and I can watch it right now without them or with them because it's entertaining and it's fun. Don Knotts is brilliant, but it's just, where the family can come and hang out and watch something together.
Right. And it may be more like one joke in it might be more for adults, or one joke might be more for a teenager or whatever, but everybody can watch it without you feeling like you've got to
take a shower.
Right. Yeah, or that you've got to like cover somebody's ears, or that's awkward conversations you have to have afterwards.
Right.
So it's just fun.
Yeah, we're staying clear of sexual jokes.
Right.
We we don't want to be like edgy for edgy's sake, you know?
Yeah.
We just want to have a fun channel. There's going to be corny jokes.
Yes.
But there's going to be some situational things that are funny.
Right.
So.
And so on this podcast and on my channel, I do a lot of teaching, a lot of talking with content creators about solutions and what they can do and how-tos and all those things. And we have fun. Logan and I laugh and have fun and do fun stuff. But your channel is strictly just entertainment. It's just fun family content that you can consume, just funny clips, fun original shorts, other things, and now this short film.
Yeah, and the whole purpose is to help inject joy into a crazy culture, especially with this year. There's all kinds of crazy stuff. Maybe it's election or just whatever it is.
Right.
Just crazy 24 stuff. We want to help you get your mind off that so you can kind of escape and laugh with the family and hang out.
Just have fun.
But hey, I do have a clip I want to show.
Oh, that's right. You were going to show a clip.
Yep. And for the viewing audience, listening audience, you can just go to the YouTubes when you're not driving your car and check it out.
Yes.
But for the viewing audience, short clip, and you might recognize someone in here. Again, the whole purpose of the synopsis of the film is a guy who's frustrated with life, and he likes to talk to himself, and he gets very frustrated. He's very animated, and he's making a lot of crazy decisions. And so he is wanting to quit his job. And so he's talking to himself in the mirror, and check it out.
All right, Owen. Just like we've rehearsed it for years now. You've got to stand up for yourself, bro. This pointless job is going to drain you of everything you have if you don't. Don't mess this up!
Okay, that was a fun clip because I got to be in the video. I was the co-producer on set and handled casting and co-producing, which is so fun because we've got to do that.
You did a ton of stuff.
Well, it was so fun. But then to be in it was so fun because the actor who plays Owen in the video that we just saw the clip from, he's excellent. And so it was really fun.
Jeff Luxick.
Yeah, he's great.
Awesome. Yeah.
He is great. So, and all the cast was great. There's more people in the video than just this. There was like 20 some odd people that were on set.
Sure.
And it is really funny. And it's not going to be long. I think it's like 14 minutes or something.
It's less than that. It's less than that. Just under 12.
Yeah. So, and then there's a trailer that you have for it. There's all kinds of clips, behind the scenes stuff that's coming out on your website or on the YouTube channel. So YouTube channel is DADCHAVIS Productions. It's at DADCHAVIS Productions for YouTube. So, and we'll have that in the show notes. So it was so fun. It was such a fun thing, and more to come.
More to come.
I'm super excited. And we're working on some other fun stuff together. So thank you for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
I know it's kind of crazy because you're just sitting on the couch chatting with Chad, but
time for a foot rub?
No, he's pushing his foot towards me like I'm going to rub his foot. I'm not doing that. So. Well, thank you for joining us on the podcast today. And be sure to go to amberndavis.com and get my free teaching, that one that Chad helped me produce, the free teaching on the best way to plan your week. And you get a checklist with it. And every Sunday, I send out a encouraging note and some informational tips about content creation and balancing work, family, and your faith. So you get ready to go all small for big productivity. And we'll see you next time. Bye. All Small Productivity Podcast is brought to you by myself, Amber N. Davis, using the podcasting platform Buzzsprout, which I highly recommend. Recording and editing is done by my husband's company, DADCHAVIS Productions. Thank you so much for joining us today. And remember to go all small for big productivity. We'll see you next week.